you. All I ever wanted was to see a look of absolute defeat on both of your faces, and there it is. It feels so...
Animated adult comedies. Oh boy. Now, if you've been on the internet long enough, you probably have heard of an adult animated comedy that does, well, nothing really to change up the medium. Most of the time, you'll either have shows looking like Rick and Morty or looking like Family Guy, or somehow a worse art style. To be fair, we do have some adult comedies that, try and succeed at being adult, yet also comedies. Hazbin Hotel, The Amazing Digital Circus, Inside Job, BoJack Horseman. Then you have Haunted Hotel, and it's not that unique of a show. When I first saw the promotion for Haunted Hotel and just found it to look so incredibly boring as a concept, the best way I can sum up Haunted Hotel is if Rick and Morty wrote American Ghosts. And funny enough, that's who worked on the show. For starters, the animation in the show is just... anything that isn't ghost related is so incredibly boring to look at. And there's the fact that I can't even tell what is a demon and what's a ghost in the show, because they also add in magical artifacts that muddles it so much. There's ghosts that vary in design, but then are just straight up creatures that look like they are not supposed to be human ghosts. But unfortunately, that's just the tip of the iceberg, and that's not really the biggest problem, because the main cast look really boring. Or it's the art style that makes them boring. Just for a fitting comparison, Knights of Guinevere released on the same day, and immediately I'm taken into a world with just a stunning art style and especially great character design. Now for sure, they stand out from each other, but they're very uninteresting to look at. Nathan is the exception I'll later get to, and Abaddon, after learning his story, at least fits the context. But the rest, you can't do anything to make them look, interesting. Alright, look at Knights of Guinevere. Already in the designs, I see a tired inventor and a strong worker. And what we see is an overworked inventor and just a smart inventor. But even then, background characters look a hell of a lot more interesting than the main cast. I will say the demons in the show actually have really good character designs because they're demons. And fun fact, this one is actually voiced by another demon in another anime adult comedy about a hotel. Keith David and Husk, I'm talking about. Moving on, as boring as the designs are, I actually do enjoy the stories behind some of the characters. I like Esther's chaotic nature, and while I initially thought Abaddon would be my least favorite character, he's grown on me.
You're not getting half of the profits. Also, there are no profits.
I killed a prophet once. Ripped his head off. Ended the religion right then and there.
Now, the only episode I consider okay in quality, but I've just been sidelined for the comedy, is episodes 3, 7, and 8. But before that, I wanted to mention an irrelevant plotline that could have been ditched for some reason they just kept around. Alright, in the show Ghost, there's a ghost called Stephanie who wants to hook up with Trevor. Even though by technicality they're around the same age, she died as a teenager. They've made it explicitly clear to never do something like that. Anyways, Ben dates a 70-year-old ghost that died when she was 13. Problematic, right? Now, it makes sense for his character, but after episode 1 where he uses her for the pearls should just be enough. But no, they're constantly dating even though they don't like each other.
Sorry, I yelled! I'm sorry I wanted your corpse.
Sorry, what?
They do nothing with this character and it's incredibly weird. Though I really hope I never see ship up with Esther and Abaddon. That is worse on just so many levels. Episode 3 has a plot that isn't focused on as much, but is about the mother getting back into dating with another guy going through the same thing. They bond over the awkwardness just because they secretly enjoy the company. The unfortunate part about the episode, it's about a serial killer who kills people that kiss. And you're stuck with this ghost and Ben trying to impress teenagers, which is really funny. And afterwards, Esther gets traumatized, but not really. And Catherine didn't go out on bad terms with the guy, and they both actually had a good time, which kinda sucks they didn't do more with him or even mention him down the line. In episode 7, the message of Ben accepting himself is a great message for any boy at any age, and it's great that that was the central plot to the episode. It's just unfortunate they added comedy into the episode with personalities like Dad Ben, Magic Ben, and oh, my favourite for a 13-year-old, Horny Ben.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure none of you are handy, Ben.
One of us is handsy, Ben.
I'm your mother.
And I kid you not, they then add a scene of them all kissing to combine back into one Ben, which fails, by the way, and he's fucking 13. But I did like the plot about Nathan finding his anchor, which does lead into another episode I'll get to. In episode 8, I don't care about Aunt Rose. From start to end, this was such a bad plot to go through with, especially since it's plot A. I wish the episode was more focused on the bond the zombie Dan and Esther/Ben had formed with him. It actually seemed bittersweet and kind of felt like a small chip into Esther's character, and a theme about flanky fathers. Alright, now, if you do want to watch the show, skip to this part for the reveal. Or if you're sensitive to this topic that's about to be seen, skip to the same thing. However, I think the one genuinely good episode to the show was episode 9. Now, a moment in the show that took me completely off guard and was the moment that made me think the show had actually some level of genuinely interesting material. Through the show, we see Nathan as this cheery guy looking to the bright side of things and how he's very close to wanting a family. However, on his 1 year of death day, he prods his sister why the topic is so uncomfortable to her. And as an audience member, you're just thinking, well, he died. It's not that hard to understand where she's coming from. Then once the demon that can read truths from souls reveals another reason. Then, after he asks a final time, he's revealed how he died. He killed himself. I think what I appreciate most about this moment is they tackle it as serious as suicide is. Oh, they don't cut in with a joke, making the characters run again after a bombshell like that. They even reveal he didn't know this because of the fact he became a ghost days later. A fact that was mentioned in episode 8, by the way. They talk through it, and what's most surprising is that this isn't even far-fetched to his character. In the show, we're clearly shown he's alone, no wife, no kids. He's in a hotel away from the town. He was estranged long enough to feel depressed, and his aunt would always put him down. I like that. It was a moment I was genuinely caught off guard from, because most animated adult comedies that look like this or this don't do things like this. Nathan went from a character I found just incredibly boring to incredibly tragic and interesting. And not because, oh, it's because he committed suicide, huh? No, because for once they attach a serious theme onto a character and don't make a joke out of it. But there is one final thing, and it's about Abaddon. Don't get me wrong, when I first saw that the demon possessing kid would be in the show, I gave the show the biggest side-eye. Then I watched the show, and he quickly became a character that was most interesting. Now, I definitely think he had a few good random moments, but he shines most in the finale where he gets his powers back. Only the world is sent into chaos and killing his newfound family. So he has to repeat history countless times to figure out if he wants friendship or glory. My issue with this is that it feels way too comedic for him to do this countless times. And the other problem is that Esther and him just form this sudden bond they don't elaborate on in previous episodes. They had a handshake, do chaotic things, and I like that. I like their sibling bond. The only problem is, again, they only did it for this episode.
Make him do something pointless.
Yeah, let's not.
Do a backflip.
In previous episodes, the closest they are is in episode 1, where he's asking for bones. And in fact, they're actually barely together in a lot of episodes since he has his own thing going on.
Abaddon.
Esther?
Abaddon.
Esther?
And that was Haunted Hotel. Honestly, the show is boring, but it does have its moments.
Don't attack anyone. Then the principal talks. You don't attack anyone. Then you nod your head, and you don't attack anyone. Ben, how you feeling?
I'm pretty worried he's going to attack me again.
It's unfortunately held back by weird things. I'd I really would have preferred anything else over. I mean, in the same episode Ben and Esther face mind-controlling creatures, is the same episode Catherine deals with a sentient room trying to marry her. It would be cool, but it's just really weird. I mean, nothing beats the weird choice of writing a young boy to kiss himself, but I can't even say skip some episodes because some have details for later. Abaddon's past is revealed in episode 4, and that is, I'm not even kidding, it was genuinely the worst episode in the entire season. I won't change my mind either. Personally, the show has really good potential, but the writers either need to focus on the better parts of these episodes, or get new writers. The show is nowhere near as boring as Mulligan, but more could have been done in episodes to make it a truly interesting series. Anyways, Spirit out. Hey, I went through this entire video without comparing it to